guys, Integration here. I think today's video is just gonna be a small video, hopefully. Never usually is though, is it? So it'll probably lengthen out somewhere along the way for some reason. This one's just going to be a little bit more in depth about my bike, kind of things I've done to it. Yeah, just a little bit more detail really. Obviously, as you already know, it's a Honda CBR 125. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to stop to give you a brief over kind of visually. I maybe have to do that another day. But most things you can't really see apart from my exhaust system. Yeah, so obviously kind of straight off the bat I've got bar end mirrors. I did have kind of mirrors up here which I've kind of blanked off with bolts. That wasn't a very good job, so I'll have to sort that out. But when I wore my levers, which was obviously most of the time, the mirrors had such short mirror arms that that the mirrors were blocked off by my shoulders when I was wearing levers, because of obviously all the armour and padding. So I really couldn't see a lot. I'd have to kind of shimmy to that way or that way to kind of see in the mirror. So I decided I didn't really want them anymore. And once I kind of saw this bike without the mirrors, I preferred the look of it as well, so I kind of had my heart set on bar end mirrors, which I got eventually. And that's them on there. They fold in as well, so it's kind of a great convenience for me. If I'm gonna do some filtering, it takes me a few seconds to fold them in. It's a bit of a pain remembering to fold them back out, especially when usually I'll pull up to the front of the lights, put myself in first and keep my hand on the clutch, so obviously it's difficult to fold out one on the other side. Other than that, as you already know, and I briefly just explained, I've got I think it's called a GP kind of end can. It's a stainless steel end can, road legal, just on the standard downpipe. I did originally kind of want an aftermarket downpipe, but this system didn't come with it. And I found another full system which I could kind of donor the downpipe off, but the system's I think it's about what? Sorry, got a bit confused and I thought it was telling me the road was closed permanently. God, I've lost my way now, mentally, of what I was going to say. Yeah, sorry, the exhaust system, I think it's around about £150, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But that's for the full system, and I have no need or desire for the end can in that system. It's pretty ugly. It looks like a standard one, but just maybe a little bit nicer. But obviously I prefer my end can, so I just want the downpipe because it looks a lot like my end can with the welds and obviously the same material. So it's kind of a perfect match. But the seller won't sell it individually. He wants to sell the full system as one piece, which is understandable. But I just don't have that kind of money at the moment, especially to spend on something I only really need half of. Although probably the downpipe is worth a bit more than the end can alone, and people are saying just buy the system and sell the end can. But the point is, really, I haven't got that money full stop at the moment, and would anyone really be that interested in just an end can? I mean, I'm sure it would sell, but I'm sure it wouldn't make back a great deal of the money I've spent on it. there's a little bit of proof there, guys, that these tyres are pretty grippy. As everyone's extremely paranoid about the tyres on this bike. They're so skinny, but they're really not anything to be afraid of. Once you're riding, you'll instantly notice that they are really absolutely fine. There's nothing to be afraid of with them. I only had one incident to date, and that was my fault because I tried to accelerate too quickly when the roads were wet. So I kind of spun out, caught the bike and done a little burnout, and then kind of landed back after doing a 360 in my original position, and then just set myself up again and pulled off. But obviously that was my fault. I got slightly fed up of sitting there, so I kind of tried to pull off a bit quickly to make a gap that I would have made on a nice dry day, but yeah, I just cocked it up a little bit. Which happens, no harm done, no damage to me or the bike, so lesson learned. Yeah, other than the bar and mirrors and the exhaust system, I've got an Iridium plug, spark plug in the bike. I think the only real noticeable difference with that is there's not as many popping and banging from my exhaust system, where I've kind of gutted the stock downpipe as much as I possibly could. As I've gutted it as much as I possibly could, it's virtually a straight through system, so when I change gears sometimes it will pop and bang quite loudly, and the Iridium plug reduced that slightly. I mean, it will do it every now and again, but nowhere near as much, but that doesn't really bother me. I've got a K&N air filter inside there, obviously you can't see that. That again, no real noticeable difference. A slight change in noise from the bike, not kind of more of a strange induction type noise from the bike. If you just ever so slightly blip the throttle up to about 2,000-3,000 RPM, you'll hear it. Haven't really noticed any maybe performance increases, maybe ever so slightly. Obviously it allows better free flow of the air intake, but I can't say I've really noticed a world of differences from it. Of course, as you noticed before in my previous videos, I had aftermarket blue levers with the red adjusters. I covered this on my previous video, but I sent them back because they were too long. I didn't like how much they overhanged on the bars. So yeah, I've got them kind of swapped over, hopefully, for the shorties instead. Not really sure how long that's going to take. But yeah, I think that's pretty much absolutely everything I can think about. Got a little bobblehead from Guardians of the Galaxy that I mounted up on there. I thought it was pretty funny and a bit cute, so I thought, why the hell not? Makes me look a bit different, gives me something to mess around with as my brain gets pretty bored very easily. So yeah, it entertains me sometimes if I decide I want to sit in traffic, or if I can't make way through a small gap. Trying to think what else I've done to this now. I had plans to advance the ignition timing, but I haven't really got round to that yet. I'm not sure much else there is. God, sorry about that, guys. My brain's just done away with me. No, I do. I think that just about covers everything. Oh, I wired in a USB charger to my ignition, so that's only obviously draining battery and running when my ignition is on. Yeah, I'm not really sure much else there is apart from them things, guys. I think that just about covers everything, so I'll leave it at that and I'll catch you in another vlog. Like, rate and subscribe and all the good stuff, guys, and I'll see you later. One other thing I just forgot, the tank pad, I don't know if you can really see it, not really a big modification, and R&G crash bungs, and my flash mounted front indicators, because my stock ones are pretty fucked on this.